Welcome back to Dark Case Stories, where we delve into the darkest corners of real-life crime, unraveling mysteries and seeking justice. Today we bring you the story of Christine Silawan, a 16-year-old girl whose brutal murder in Lapulapu City shocked the nation. In March 2019, the city of Lapulapu in the Philippines, a destination known for its beautiful beaches and rich history, was rocked by the brutal murder of 16-year-old Christine Silawan. What began as a regular evening quickly spiraled into a nightmare, as the savage nature of Christine's death stunned the entire nation. This is the story of a young girl's life taken too soon, a flawed justice system, and the fight for truth and justice. Lapulapu City is famous for its stunning beaches, rich history, and vibrant culture. It's a city that perfectly blends the old and new, from the site of the historic Battle of Mactan, where the great Filipino warrior Lapu-Lapu defeated Ferdinand Magellan, to modern-day resorts and thriving local markets. But beneath this beauty lies a tragedy that shook the core of this peaceful community, one that would change the way people view this city forever.
The 17-year-old tagged as the primary suspect in the murder of Cebu teen Christine Silawan is back in the custody of the DSWD. The suspect's lawyer said the young man surrendered himself to a child care facility in Lapu-Lapu City. The suspect was released earlier this week after authorities said his initial arrest was warrantless and illegal. An angry President Duterte called for his re-arrest. The young man has not been re-arrested as he merely turned himself in to the DSWD. But the Silawan murder case is still undergoing preliminary investigation, and prosecutors are still trying to gather enough evidence to warrant an arrest and a trial.
Today, we delve deep into the story of Christine Silawan, a murder so vile that it sent shockwaves across the country. We will explore the culture of the people in Lapu-Lapu City, the flaws in the justice system, and the history of violence that surrounds this heartbreaking case. Christine Silawan was a typical teenager, kind-hearted, deeply religious, and loved by her community. She spent much of her time volunteering at her local church in Lapu-Lapu, a city known for its rich history and strong sense of community. Her family described her as a young girl with big dreams, a person who embodied the innocence of youth. On March 11, 2019, Christine's lifeless body was discovered in a remote field in Lapu-Lapu City. Her face had been mutilated, skin peeled off in a manner that even seasoned investigators found difficult to comprehend. The brutality of the crime was beyond anything the city had ever seen. Lapu-Lapu City, known for its tight-knit community and vibrant tourism, was left in a state of shock. This wasn't just a murder, it was an assault on the very values the people held dear. Christine's murder devastated her family, friends, and the entire community. Lapu-Lapu City, a place with deep cultural roots, where people pride themselves on their connection with one another, held vigils in her memory. The local church, which Christine often visited, became the center of the city's grief. The people of Lapu-Lapu are deeply rooted in values of faith, family, and community. This crime not only struck at the heart of a family, but the soul of an entire city. Following the discovery of Christine's body, authorities launched an immediate investigation. The case was handed over to the National Bureau of Investigation, NBI. But it quickly became one of the most challenging they had ever faced. With limited forensic evidence and the extreme brutality of the crime, finding the perpetrator would require a combination of technology and human intelligence. With the pressure mounting to find the perpetrator, the National Bureau of Investigation B took over the case. They quickly identified a suspect, John Rex Pistosasa, Christine's ex-boyfriend. Surveillance footage showed the two walking together on the evening of her disappearance. Days later, Pistosasa was arrested, and to the relief of many, he confessed to the crime, citing jealousy as the motive. But the relief was short-lived. In a surprising twist, Pistosasa would later retract his confession, claiming it was coerced by the police. This revelation opened up a Pandora's box of questions about police misconduct, raising doubts about the investigation and whether justice would truly be served. The case took a darker turn when the trial began. Pistosasa's defense claimed his confession was made under duress and that the real culprits remained at large. Rumors began to spread. Some speculated the murder was tied to a satanic cult, while others pointed to a possible ritualistic killing. As the trial progressed, the case grew murkier. The lack of solid forensic evidence and the conflicting testimonies left the public divided. Was Pistosasa truly guilty, or was he a scapegoat in a much larger conspiracy? Christine Silawan's murder highlighted a much larger issue: deep-rooted flaws within the Philippine justice system. From coerced confessions to delayed trials and mishandled evidence, many people began questioning whether justice would ever be truly served in her cases. This case raised important questions about how the Philippines handles crimes, especially those involving women and children. It also drew attention to the systemic corruption that continues to plague law enforcement agencies. Christine's story is sadly one of many. Her death, however, brought national attention to the plight of young women in the Philippines. Survivors of violence came forward to share their stories, revealing just how deep the problem ran. The Christine Silawan case became a rallying cry for reforms. People demanded stronger laws to protect women and children, and the case ignited a push for deeper changes in law enforcement and judicial processes. Despite this tragic event, Lapulapu City remains a beacon of beauty, history, and community. Known for its stunning beaches, warm hospitality, and rich cultural heritage, Lapulapu is more than just the site of a tragic crime. It's a place where history and nature combine to create one of the most beautiful destinations in the Philippines. Lapulapu City is known for its brave history. The city where Lapu-Lapu, the national hero, defeated Ferdinand Magellan in the Battle of Mactan. Visitors are drawn to this city not just for its breathtaking beaches, but for the rich history and cultural pride of its people. After months of uncertainty, the court reached its verdict. Pistosasasa was found guilty of the murder of Christine Silawan, yet many questions still lingered. Was the investigation handled fairly? Were there deeper conspiracies that would never come to light? Christine Silawan's murder will forever be a dark stain on Lapu-Lapu City's history, but her legacy remains a call for justice, reform, and the protection of the vulnerable. Her story is a reminder that even in paradise, there are battles to be fought for truth and justice. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the dark side of paradise. We hope Christine's story not only shed light on a tragic event, but also opened your eyes to the complex social issues that still affect communities across the world. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay safe.